let's continue the principle of inheritance and variation. Now here we will discuss pedigree analysis. Now what is pedigree analysis? The analysis of traits in several generations of a human family in the form of a family tree or a diagram is called pedigree analysis. So it is nothing but a family tree. Now this pedigree analysis here, inheritance pattern of traits in human beings cannot be studied by crosses as in case of other organisms due to the following reasons. Now what are the reasons? The progeny produced is very small and therefore takes long time. Controlled crosses cannot be performed. So pedigree analysis used to serve, it is serving as a strong tool which is utilized to trace the inheritance of a specific trait. So what is its objective? It helps us to study the inheritance of a specific trait. Inheritance of a specific trait. That may be abnormality or disease. Now this can be studied like lots of symbols are used. You can see the book, this is male, then this one is female, okay, and if there is marriage then can be shown like a bond, okay, and then sex unspecified, then you will like a dice is a symbol. So lots of symbols are showing male, female, sex unspecified, affected or individual, mating, then heterozygous male, heterozygous female, then parents with male child affected with disease. Now when somebody is diseased mean we have to shade this part. So this female is diseased, okay, and the male is diseased, then you have to shade this part. So this is the pedigree analysis which is used as a to study the family tree and inheritance of a specific trait, disease or abnormality. Now the next one, after pedigree analysis, we must clear what is the genetic disorder. Now this genetic disorder means there is certain abnormalities, that is because of mutation it happens, okay, genetic disorder. That can be of again two types, Mendelian disorder and chromosomal disorder. So there are two types, Mendelian disorder and chromosomal disorder. Now Mendelian disorders example is hemophilia, color blindness, sickle cell anemia. So Mendelian disorder examples are, one is hemophilia that we are going to discuss, okay, then color blindness, then sickle cell anemia, and that is thalassemia. So these four we will discuss under Mendelian disorder. And chromosomal disorder, there we will discuss the syndrome bearing diseases like Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. There are many more syndromes like this which are chromosomal disorder. So we will discuss one by one all these genetic disorders. Now difference between the Mendelian disorder, Mendelian disorders can be autosomal dominant and autosomal recessive again. So this Mendelian disorder can be again of two types, that is autosomal dominant and recessive. Autosomal dominant and recessive. These two are different types of Mendelian disorder. When I say autosomal dominant means the disease appear in every generation, but recessive means it may be hidden and it may be expressing in some generations. So let's discuss one by one all these diseases. The first one is hemophilia. Okay, so hemophilia, what is this? Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder. Sex-linked recessive disorder. This is hemophilia. Now hemophilia is what? Hemophilia is what? It's a blood clotting factor is absent. It's a sex-linked recessive which is transmitted from unaffected carrier female to some of the male offspring. and due to this the patient continues bleeding even to a minor injury because of defective blood coagulation, and that is called also bleeder's disease. The gene for hemophilia is located on X chromosome. In this disease, a single protein that is a part of a cascade of protein involved in blood clotting is affected. The possibility of a female becoming a hemophilic is extremely rare because mother of such a female has to be at least a carrier and father should be hemophilic. So females suffer from this disease only in homozygous condition, that is XC that we will discuss, and Queen Victoria is such a kind of disease carrier. So let's see now, here it is a male, fine. Now if I say male is normal, and the female, the one X is having disease and another one they don't have. Now when we combine that, you will get such kind of thing, XXC and XC, this is Y, and rest all normal you will get XX and XY. See how we get the possibility. This is the parent. The parent is male is a normal, no disease is there, but here this female is a carrier. This female is a carrier because here one X is having disease and one X does not. But what is the production? Again a carrier female will develop, carrier daughter will develop, but an affected son will develop. And rest two. So 50% affected son and 50% normal son. So there is the possibility of 50% of disease. This is normal daughter. So now you see this one is X and this one is Y. So normal son and normal daughter is XY XS developed, but along with that there is a possibility of affected son also and carrier daughter also can develop, but every birth there is 50-50 chance of development of the disease. So this is the way how the carrier, this is carrier daughter. Remember, one X is unaffected means carrier daughter, but affected son means one X is carrying the disease gene, but Y cannot suppress the X and X will express its characteristics. So here X cannot suppress Y and Y cannot suppress X. Now if you change now the parental generation, let's see now parent. Here parent is diseased. If you take a parent, male is diseased, and then crossed with here, what is this? Carrier. This is a cross, okay? Middle one is a cross. Now this is a female and this one is a male. Both are having. Now what is the possibility? Here this XC and this XC can bind, and this is the affected daughter, okay? So this is completely rare case. Y and XC, yes, XCY. Now this is affected son can be developed. Now again there is normal son is also there. But here you see the daughter, affected son is there, normal son is there, but affected daughter will come. Affected daughter will come. But this possibility of this affected daughter is very rare because there will she die. XCX in homozygous condition, which is a very rare kind of thing. Okay. So this is hemophilia. You can understand how these things are occurring. So hemophilia is called bleeder disease, and here blood clotting factor is affected. Next one is same way color blindness also like hemophilia. Same principle of genetics is followed. Color blindness also same thing. The X carrying XC is a female who is affected. If XCY, then this is the diseased one, and if it is carrier, then this is the carrier. Okay, this is the carrier female. Okay, so these are the XC. C means color blindness, and hemophilia you can write XH. Okay, it's not XC, XH also you can write. Now the next one is sickle cell anemia. Now what is sickle cell anemia? Here sickle cell anemia because of mutation of because of mutation in DNA. Okay, mutation in DNA, this glutamine is amino acid, and that glutamine is changed to valine, and that is also 6th position of beta globin chain. So because this is actually the cause how this glutamine is changing to valine. So in sickle cell anemia, it is an autosomal linked recessive trait. So sickle cell anemia is what? Sickle cell anemia is what? is anemia. Okay, it is anemia. The symptom is anemia. That means the blood loss. Okay, and it is a autosomal. Other two were sex-linked, but this is an autosomal recessive disease. Autosomal recessive disease. So what happens in the sickle cell anemia? It is an autosomal linked recessive trait transmitted from parents to offspring. Partners are the carriers for this gene, and the disease is controlled by a single pair of allele, HBA and HB. Okay, so HBA and HBS. So here, what are the alleles like? HBA, HBS. This is a carrier. One is normal and one is the sickle cell. Now here, HBA and HBA is the allele which is normal. But if I say HBS, this is highly affected. So these are the two alleles which denote who is a diseased and who is not. So it is caused by the substitution of glutamic acid. So glutamic acid then changed to valine. Okay. Now because the sixth position of beta globin chain, the substitution of this amino acid in the globin protein result due to single base substitution at the sixth codon from GAG to GUG, and the mutant hemoglobin molecule undergo polymerization under low oxygen tension, causing the change in the shape of the RBC, that is biconcave disc to the elongated sickle cell structure. So what happened after this? If this mutation occurred, then the biconcave shape of RBC is changing to a sickle cell RBC, which is no more can carry a hemoglobin. So loss of blood is there, right? So this is anemia. Next is sickle cell anemia. After that we will discuss thalassemia. Now this is also mutation, but here chromosomes are different. So thalassemia is again autosomal recessive disease, occurs due to mutation of genes resulting in reduced rate of synthesis of one of the globin chains of hemoglobin. So here it is a quantitative inheritance. So this is a quantitative, but sickle cell anemia is a qualitative, where the amino acid is changing, but it is a quantitative, means beta globin chain is reduced. There is a less production of beta globin chain in thalassemia, and because of deletion in chromosome number 16 and chromosome number 11. Okay, so based on that, alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia, two types of thalassemia are there, or more than are there, but these are the common. Like alpha thalassemia occur because of 16 chromosome deletion of genes, and beta thalassemia occur because of 11th chromosome deletion of gene. And anemia is the major feature of this disease. So here it is quantitative inheritance, because here synthesis of globin chains become less due to mutations. Now this is an autosomal. Now autosomal recessive disease. Next we will go to chromosomal disorder, and there Down syndrome. Now Down syndrome is what? Down syndrome is 2n plus 1 syndrome, and we say this is trisomy of chromosome number 21. Okay, chromosome pair 21, trisomy 2n plus 1. This is Down syndrome. Now Down syndrome symptoms are many. Individuals is short statured with small round head, furrowed tongue, partially open mouth, palm is broad, characteristics palm crease, shows mental, physical and psychomotor problems. So these are the 21st chromosomes in human, showing one chromosome extra, 21st chromosome pair showing one chromosome extra, that is the complement is, that is 2n plus 1 is equal to how much? 46, then it is 47. So 47 chromosome bearing Down syndrome patients. Now the next one is Turner syndrome. Here Turner syndrome, it is 2n minus 1, and that is 2n minus 1 is 45 chromosome. Instead of 46, it is 45 chromosome. Here it is seen in female Turner syndrome. That is, which chromosome is less? It is XO. So what is the 44? AA plus XO. 1X is missing. And because of this 1X missing, here all affected females are sterile, ovaries are rudimentary, lack of secondary sexual characteristics, short stature, small uterus, puffy fingers, etc. And the last one is Klinefelter syndrome. So what is that? We will study Klinefelter syndrome. Now this Klinefelter syndrome is what? Here chromosome complement is again 2n plus 1, 12 plus 1 is equal to 47. Okay, and here 1 x is extra, that is XXY, males with 1 x extra. Okay, so here 47 XXY, and symptoms: individuals in masculine development for feminine characteristics like gynecomastia is seen, poor beard growth, feminine pitch voice, and such unclear individuals are sterile. So this way different types of chromosomal disorders are seen because of again mutation, and that is chromosomal disorder, where you can say these are aneuploids, where here one chromosome in chromosome number 21st is extra, that causes Down syndrome. Here Turner syndrome, 1x is missing, the 45 chromosome complement, and here Klinefelter syndrome, XXY, but 1x is extra in a male. So this is the way how genetic disorders are discussed. Thank you. Clear your doubts in the online classes.